Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Gaura Dhawanlal with the news at 9. The headlines. Indian Air Force foils Pakistan's attempt to target military posts. Shoots down one Pakistan Air Force fighter aircraft. New Delhi asks Islamabad to ensure that no harm comes to Indian pilot in its custody. Seeks his immediate and safe return. Opposition parties praise Indian Air Force action against JEM terror camp in Pakistan. US and Australia ask Pakistan to take meaningful action against terrorist groups operating on its soil. Second summit between United States and North Korea begins in Vietnam. Prime Minister calls upon youth to work ambitiously to take country to newer heights. And in shooting, Saurabh Chaudhary and Manu Bhaker win gold in 10-meter air pistol mixed team event at ISSF World Cup. India today foiled Pakistan's attempt to target its military installations and shot down one Pakistan Air Force fighter aircraft. Briefing the media in New Delhi, External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Ravish Kumar said, after India's airstrikes yesterday, Pakistan responded this morning by using its Air Force, but due to India's high state of readiness and alertness, the neighbouring country's attempts were foiled successfully. The spokesperson said, in this engagement, the country has unfortunately lost one MiG-21 and one Indian Air Force pilot is in Pakistan's custody.
The Pakistan Air Force was detected and the Indian Air Force responded instantly. In that aerial engagement, one Pakistan Air Force fighter aircraft was shot down by a MiG-21 Bison of the Indian Air Force. The Pakistani aircraft was seen by ground forces falling from the sky on the Pakistan side. In this engagement, we have unfortunately lost one MiG-21.
New Delhi summoned the Acting High Commissioner of Pakistan and demanded the immediate and safe return of an Indian Air Force pilot who is in Pakistan's custody following an aerial engagement by the air forces of the two countries. In a statement, the External Affairs Ministry said it has been made clear to Pakistan that no harm should come to the Indian defence personnel. It also conveyed its strong objection to the vulgar display of injured personnel, which is in violation of all norms of international humanitarian law and the Geneva Convention. India also lodged a strong protest with Islamabad at the unprovoked act of aggression, including the violation of its airspace by Pakistan's Air Force and the targeting of Indian military posts earlier today. The ministry said this is in contrast to India's non-military anti-terror preemptive strike at a terrorist camp of the Jaish-e-Mohammed JEM in Balakot. It said it is unfortunate that instead of fulfilling its international obligation and bilateral commitment to take credible action against terrorist entities and individuals operating from its soil, Pakistan has acted with aggression. The ministry said a dossier was handed over to the Pakistani side with specific details of JEM complicity in the Pulwama terror attack and the presence of JEM terror camps and its leadership in Pakistan. It was conveyed that India expects Pakistan to take immediate and verifiable action against terrorism emanating from territories under its control. Union Minister Arun Jaitley has said India is capable of carrying out an operation similar to the 2011 US action in Pakistan when it eliminated Osama bin Laden. He was speaking at a function in New Delhi today.
यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स की नेवल सील एबटाबाद से ओसामा बिन लादेन को ले गई तो क्या हम नहीं कर सकते? ये केवल कल्पना होती थी, इच्छा होती थी, एक फ्रस्ट्रेशन था, निराशा थी. आज तो वो भी संभव है.
Mr. Jaitley's remarks came a day after the Indian Air Force airstrike on a terror camp of JEM in Pakistan. Opposition parties today lauded the Indian Air Force action against the terror camp of Jaish-e-Mohammed in Pakistan. They also praised the armed forces for their valor and bravery. In a joint statement issued after their meeting in New Delhi, 21 opposition parties condemned the Pulwama terror attack and paid homage to the martyrs and expressed solidarity with the Indian armed forces in crushing the menace of terrorism. They, however, accused the ruling party of politicizing the sacrifices of the armed forces, saying that national security must transcend narrow political considerations. Talking to the media after the meeting, Congress President Rahul Gandhi said The opposition condemned Pakistan's misadventure and expressed deep concern for the safety of the missing Indian pilot. The meeting was attended by UPA chairperson Sonia Gandhi, former Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh, Mamata Banerjee and Chandrababu Naidu. Sitaram Yechuri, Sharad Yadav and Sharad Pawar were also present in the meeting. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter @AIR News Alerts.
आज प्लास्टिक पोल्यूशन से नदियों और समुद्र में मछलियां और कछुए मर रहे हैं और सड़कों पर मवेशी भी। पर आप चाहें तो इसे रोक सकते हैं अपना डोनेशन देकर। डोनेशन देने के लिए अगली बार जब बाजार जाएं तो कपड़े या जूट का बैग साथ ले जाएं और प्लास्टिक का बैग इस्तेमाल ना करें।
आपका ये छोटा सा डोनेशन है पर्यावरण में बड़ा योगदान और यही है आपका ग्रीन गुड डीड। ग्रीन गुड डीड्स मतलब कुछ हरे भरे काम अपनी धरती के नाम। पर्यावरण, वन एवं जलवायु परिवर्तन मंत्रालय द्वारा पर्यावरण हित में जारी।
आओ बेटा, अब मेरी उम्र हो रही है। आज तुम दोनों के सामने ये बात होना जरूरी है। ये मेरी वसीयत है, यहाँ साइन कर दो।
सिर्फ मेरा और भैया का नाम, दीदी का नाम क्यों नहीं है?
केशव, बेटियों के नाम तो आज तक वसीयतों में और जमीनों में नहीं लिखे गए।
पापा, जो आज तक नहीं हुआ वही तो करना है। आज से हम सब बराबर हैं।
वकील साहब, एक नाम और जोड़ दीजिए। बच्चे ठीक कह रहे हैं।
बेटों और बेटियों में फर्क क्या करना? बेटियों के पंखों को खुलने दीजिए, उन्हें उड़ने दीजिए। बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ महिला एवं बाल विकास मंत्रालय द्वारा जनहित में जारी।
The United States has firmly asked Pakistan to take meaningful action against terrorist groups operating on its soil and stressed the importance of avoiding escalation at any cost after the Balakot airstrike conducted by India. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo, in a telephonic conversation with the Pakistan Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi, called for avoiding military action. In a separate call with External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj, Mr. Pompeo emphasized the close security partnership between the US and India and the shared goal of maintaining peace and security in the region. Australia has also demanded that Pakistan take urgent and meaningful action against terrorist groups, including the Jaish-e-Mohammed and Lashkar-e-Toiba, operating from their soil. India and China and Russia today agreed for closer policy coordination to eradicate the breeding grounds of terrorism. The commitment by the three nations came at the conclusion of the Russia, India and China foreign ministers meeting at the Chinese city of Wuzhen. In a joint communique, the three nations said extremist groups cannot be supported and used in political and geopolitical goals. They said those backing terrorist acts must be held accountable and brought to justice. Earlier, addressing the meet, External Affairs Minister Sushma Swaraj emphasized the need for global cooperation, saying that terrorism is a threat to humanity.
Terrorism is a threat to humanity. इसलिए केवल इन तीन देशों की रणनीति से नहीं चलेगा। हमें वैश्विक रणनीति की जरूरत है, एक ग्लोबल कोऑपरेशन की जरूरत है। हमने एक तरफ यूएन लेड ग्लोबल काउंटर टेररिज्म मैकेनिज्म को स्थापित करने की बात की और दूसरी तरफ भारत द्वारा प्रस्तावित CCIT कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव कन्वेंशन ऑन इंटरनेशनल टेररिज्म को अंतिम रूप देकर अपनाने की भी बात की।
The Income Tax Department has conducted searches at 4 premises in the Kashmir Valley and 3 in the national capital in connection with terror financing activities in Jammu and Kashmir. The head of a prominent organization allegedly indulging in anti-national activities along with his associates were covered in the search action. According to an official release, the action has yielded credible evidence of large-scale undisclosed financial transactions carried out in the business of quarrying, hotels and others. The evidence found in the search action is robust enough to show a deliberate and willful attempt to evade tax. This action is a part of a concerted drive to trace illegal sources of funding. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has called upon youth to work ambitiously to take the country to newer heights. Speaking after giving away the National Youth Parliament Festival 2019 awards in New Delhi today, Mr. Modi said the youth of the country should follow their dreams and must play a pivotal role in the making of New India.
युवा नए आइडिया से, फ्रेशनेस से वो भरा हुआ होता है, ऊर्जा होती है, चुनौतियों और समस्याओं से निपटने में वो अधिक सक्षम होता है। साथियों, देश की समाज की समस्याओं को सुलझाने के लिए आपकी जो अप्रोच है
वो न्यू इंडिया को और मजबूत करने वाली है.
The Prime Minister also launched the Khelo India app, which will provide all information related to sports in the country. In his address, Minister for Youth Affairs and Sports, Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore, said the Prime Minister has ushered in a new revolution in sports in the country through Khelo India. The Supreme Court today said that individual departments and not universities or colleges will be considered as the unit for implementing reservation for SC, ST or OBCs in appointment of faculty members. The Apex Court rejected the centre's plea, seeking a review of its earlier verdict by which it had declined to interfere with the decision of the Allahabad High Court on the crucial quota issue. You are listening to the news at 9 on All India Radio.
नमस्ते, मेरा गांव अब आत्मनिर्भर हो रहा है. पूछो कैसे? जो युवक युवतियां दूसरों के यहाँ काम करते हुए अपने खुद के कारोबार का ख्वाब देखा करते थे, अब वे प्रशिक्षण हासिल कर अपना सपना पूरा करते हुए दूसरों को रोजगार दे रहे हैं. और ये सब मुमकिन हुआ है भारत सरकार की RSETI योजना के कारण, जिसके तहत 586 कौशल प्रशिक्षण केंद्रों में ग्रामीण युवा प्रशिक्षण प्राप्त कर स्वरोजगार की राह पर आगे बढ़ रहे हैं. कौशल पंजी ऐप में अब तक 13,20,000 ग्रामीण युवा अपना पंजीकरण करवा चुके हैं.
आज मेरे देश का नौजवान अपने पैरों पर खड़े होकर के स्वरोजगार पर आगे बढ़ रहा है.
आप भी कौशल पंजी ऐप द्वारा ग्रामीण स्वरोजगार प्रशिक्षण संस्थान में रजिस्टर कर प्रशिक्षण पाएं और अपना कारोबार शुरू करें. ग्रामीण विकास मंत्रालय, भारत सरकार.
The second summit between North Korea and the United States began at the Vietnamese capital in Hanoi today. U.S. President Donald Trump shook hands with North Korean leader Kim Jong-un at the start of their talks. Talking to the media, Trump said the Korean state can enjoy a brilliant future if it gives up nuclear weapons. In a brief sit-down ahead of one-on-one talks, Trump repeated his view that North Korea had tremendous economic potential. For his part, Kim pledged to do his best to achieve an outcome that would be welcomed by all people. The meeting was followed by an informal dinner. The talks are scheduled to resume tomorrow. The meeting comes 8 months after their historic first summit in Singapore in June last year. Nepal's Tourism and Aviation Minister Rabindra Adhikari and 6 others died in a helicopter crash in Taplejung district this afternoon. Yuvraj Dahal, personal aide to Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli, is also among the dead. Nepal police spokesperson Uttam Raj Subedi told AIR that the chopper was carrying 7 persons and all bodies have been recovered. The team had gone in a feasibility study for an airstrip in Chuhanadanda in neighbouring Tehratum district. At the stock markets, the Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange fell 68 points to close at 35,905. The Nifty at the National Stock Exchange dropped 29 points to end at 10,807. In shooting, the duo of Saurabh Chaudhary and Manu Bhaker claimed a gold medal for India in the 10-meter air pistol mixed team event at the ISSF World Cup in New Delhi. On the last day of the competition today, the Chinese duo of Yan Shenjiang and Bowen Chong won silver, while the bronze went to the Korean pair of Min Chung Kim and Dahin Park. In the tournament, India jointly topped the standings with Hungary claiming 3 gold medals, but managed to secure only 1 Olympic quota. The tournament offered 14 quota places for the 2020 Tokyo Games. India have set a victory target of 191 for Australia in the final 2020 international now underway at Bengaluru. Earlier put into bat, India scored 190 for 4 in the stipulated 20 overs. In reply, Australia were 22 for 2 in 4 overs when reports last came in. And now, before we close, the headlines once again. Indian Air Force foils Pakistan's attempt to target military posts. Shoots down 1 Pakistan Air Force fighter aircraft. New Delhi asks Islamabad to ensure that no harm comes to Indian pilot in its custody. Seeks his immediate and safe return. Opposition parties praise Indian Air Force action against JEM terror camp in Pakistan. US and Australia ask Pakistan to take meaningful action against terrorist groups operating on its soil. Second summit between United States and North Korea begins in Vietnam. Prime Minister calls upon youth to work ambitiously to take country to newer heights. And in shooting, Saurabh Chaudhary and Manu Bhaker win gold in 10-meter air pistol mixed team event at ISSF World Cup. And that is all in the news at 9. Good night.